What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are talking about the iPhone 7 Plus, one of the cheapest iPhones that you can buy right now, and how this phone performs in 2019, almost 3 years after it was released. Personally, I've been using this particular one for about 2 weeks because I wanted to get a better feel for it. And this is also the iPhone that I built myself from parts. So everything that you're seeing here was put together from different iPhones. And if you haven't seen that video, there will be a link in the video's description or the top right corner. So starting with the design, well, for 2019 this doesn't look that great anymore. At the bottom here we have a fingerprint scanner, a physical fingerprint scanner, because most phones these days get an in-screen fingerprint scanner. But the funny thing about this fingerprint scanner is the fact that it actually works better than most in-screen fingerprint scanners. So if you hate those in-screen fingerprint scanners, this would be a pretty good option. Now the 5.5-inch screen has massive bezels all around it, something that we don't usually see anymore this year. And all the phones with a 5.5-inch screen look much smaller than this one. But this 5.5-inch screen has a 1080p resolution, and this resolution is actually higher than the resolution that you would get on the more expensive iPhone XR. So if you're looking for a phone with a better screen than the iPhone XR, this is definitely one that you should consider. Aside from the front of the device that doesn't look that hot in 2019, I feel that the metallic back still looks amazing in 2019, not to mention that I love how this phone feels in hand. It's very well balanced, it's slim, it's light, it feels really good, and I wouldn't mind having more phones with a metallic back, because if you look at this one and some other newer phones, I think the back of this one looks much better. The stereo speakers sound great as well, and in fact they sound better than a lot of new phones. So this is a 3-year-old phone that has better sounding speakers than some new phones. And when you combine those great sounding speakers with a beautiful screen, whenever you're watching a video on this phone, the experience is pretty awesome. Now, performance-wise, this phone may not be as quick as the newer iPhones. However, it only takes half a second longer to open an app. And once you open an app, scrolling through your feed is done just as good as on the more expensive iPhones. So take Facebook, for example. You can scroll up and down without any lag, almost any lag. And I think that's better than a lot of newer Android devices. So if you're thinking this phone would be slow, it's not actually that slow, considering that it is 3 years old. Now, multitasking on it isn't that amazing, and I constantly notice a bunch of apps that have to be reloaded when I reopen them. So the newer iPhones do much better for multitasking. Gaming performance is also great. So for example, I played PUBG, and PUBG actually plays without any lag or without any skipped frames at the maximum graphics settings. Once again, something that we don't usually see with a lot of Android devices. So for a 3-year-old device that plays games like this, I am quite impressed. Moving on to the not so great things about it. Well, the first thing that comes in mind is the battery life. So it's not because the battery is old in this device, because the battery is brand new, but I can't really get more than 4 hours of screen on time. And when you come from a device like the Huawei P30 Pro, where you can get like 8 to 9 hours of screen on time, yeah, this one is not that great. Not to mention that if you use the charger that comes in the box with this phone, it's gonna take about 3 hours to charge it from 0 to 100. If you buy a fast charger, then you're gonna drop that to about 2 hours, but still, that's kind of a long time to wait to charge your phone. The cameras are also a bit disappointing, and you can definitely tell that you're working with some 3-year-old cameras. So if you compare the pictures that you take with this device and any other newer phone, well, all the other newer phones do much better in daytime and in low light. Luckily enough, this phone can still record in 4K, but the image stabilization for 4K doesn't seem to work. But keep in mind that I put this phone together myself, so I may have damaged the cameras, or maybe the cameras that I bought were damaged, and so on. So there are a couple of factors when you're talking about this phone and a brand new one. Maybe the brand new one would actually do better, maybe they updated the cameras a bit, who knows. But to the cameras that I currently have on this device, the pictures that I take with it just don't look that amazing when compared to the pictures that I would take with some newer devices. And since we are talking about cameras, well, the camera app freezes on this device, but that definitely has to do with the fact that I put this phone together myself. So there may be something wrong with the connector or with the motherboard or the camera module. If you'd actually buy a brand new iPhone 7 Plus, that wouldn't actually happen to you. So it only happens on this particular model, so the one that I made myself. So to quickly conclude this video, even though this iPhone 7 Plus is almost 3 years old, this phone runs the exact same software as the latest iPhone, the iPhone XS Max, and this one you can buy for like $500, the other one is like $1,500. You have access to all the features, iMessage, iCloud, etc, etc. And everything performs really good on it considering how old this phone is. And personally, I think I love this phone more than the iPhone XR. The iPhone XR just feels a bit cheaper than this one. This one feels like a premium device that's a bit aged. So if you're looking for a cheap or affordable iPhone, the iPhone 7 Plus is definitely one that you should consider in 2019. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, don't forget to press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.